this up now in the shadow of this Montagne de Bueren, and because of the difference between the shadows and the sun, I've not been able to set it below F10.
Next level.
I'm at the top of the Montagne de Bueren now. Unfortunately, because of the conditions, I've had to set it as normal, 1/50 for the shutter speed, but I've got F18 as the f-stop and ISO of 100. See, what I need to do is I need to come out with someone else. I'm setting all this up on my own. My wife, she doesn't want to do this. All my mates, they're either they're travelling about doing other things, or they're just. I find this interesting all the same, though. What I find interesting is filming things and then editing. And I get ideas from looking at other people's YouTubes and also from looking at films. Anyway, I reckon I've got enough footage now. I've done some footage with this on the Montagne de Bueren, also using this smartphone. Most of this I will eliminate, but we'll see what I can use. And now, here we go, the intro. So it's Chris here again. So the problem with filming yesterday at the Montagne de Bueren in Liège, it was harsh sunlight. It was causing strong shadows and blown out highlights. So it's difficult to deal with that either when you're taking video or when you're taking still shots. If you're taking still shots, one way you can overcome that is if you use fill-in flash. So any shadows that are there will be removed by using the fill-in flash. I know maybe it doesn't sound obvious that you use flash when it's harsh sunlight, but it does work. Okay, so that's to say then that going out during the daytime it can be a problem if you've got sunlight, even behind cloud. Even though the cloud diffuses the sunlight, it's still there. And it gets in the way of taking good photographs, to get a balanced photograph with good colours and so on. So best time to go out is an hour before sunset, an hour after sunrise. So obviously in summer you get up at 5 in the morning and try and get your mates to go out at that time as well, but they won't. Okay, so what I've done for this, it's now about 10:20 in the morning. What I've done for this setup, because of the sunlight, it's just up there is the sun at the moment. What I've done is I've put an 18 to 105mm lens on this camera, and that allows me to keep an f-stop of, I put an 18 to 105mm lens on this camera, and I've also put a 6-stop ND filter. So what that does, that allows me, if I keep my shutter speed at 1/50, we say that for doing this type of video, always keep that fixed at 1/50. Ideally, quite a low f number, but because of this camera, it's not something like a Canon reflex, it's a Nikon 3300. So I have to opt for going for a higher f number. But all the same, with this 6-stop ND filter, it means I can get an f number of f10 and an ISO. I think I set the ISO at 6400. ISO is the last resort. That's what you do in order to maintain a balanced exposure. But when you're taking stills or video, then by playing around with the f-stop, you can throw the background out of focus, or you can have it in sharp focus, whatever you want to achieve. So that's good settings for the cameras. And for stills, if you want to show some movement in a still, for example, someone cycling, but have them blurred as they're moving past, then you would set a slow shutter stop. So ISO is the last resort, just to maintain exposure then. So if you've got any questions about this video, if there's anything that you like to add, put it into the comments down there, and I will try and address that. I'll do another video on it, or I'll put some responses in the comments as well. So to see last week's video, that's just going down there. A previous one taken at random just down there. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If not, thumbs down, but also a comment would be appreciated. Okay, and thanks very much for watching, and see you next week.